There's something special about India, something very, very special that sets India apart from other countries. Now there's something that no other country even comes close to India, and it makes India truly great. And India impacted not just its own country, but it also influenced the world for the better due to this reason. Now I'm going to get back to that later on in this video, but first let's discuss Thomas Macaulay, how he damaged India's civilization, and why is it that Prime Minister Modi mentioned him on two recent occasions, on two important occasions, one when he was at the Ram Mandir in Ayodhya. Now Thomas Macaulay was a British historian, a poet, a politician of the 19th century, and he visited India for 4 years from 1834 to 1838. Now he went before the British Parliament in 1834 and he said something remarkable. He said that he'd met people of such high moral standard and caliber in India that India would be a very difficult nation to conquest unless they broke India's backbone, which was India's spiritual and cultural civilization or heritage. And he proposed to do this by changing India's education system. He said if Indians began believing that what was Western and English was superior to their own civilization, they would lose their self-esteem and they would be easier to conquer and dominate. So in 1835, he came out with a document called Minute on Indian Education, and he proposed educating everybody in English. And he also said that he downplayed the relevance of Indian literature, and he made that famous statement. He said that a single shelf in a good Western library was worth more than the entire literature of Sanskrit and Arabia. Now he purposely ignored India's rich tradition in mathematics, in astronomy, in language, in medicine, in grammar, and he was one who believed in the hierarchy of civilizations, with the British civilization being on top and everything else below it. Now the British government at that time adopted his recommendations and given in this document, and he had some success. Once they implemented his Minute on Indian Education, it created a class of Indians who were Western educated and started believing that what was Western and foreign was superior to their own. And slowly Indians started losing confidence in themselves and started believing what was Western was better. And this is why Prime Minister Modi has mentioned this on two recent occasions. He said that Macaulay damaged our self-confidence and our self-belief. We stopped believing in ourselves and what we were good at. And he said that we've got to lay out a 10-year mission, that by the year 2035, when it's going to be 200 years or the 200th anniversary of the Minute on Indian Education, we would completely eradicate this belief, this self-doubting within ourselves. Now that brings us back to the central question of this video. What is it that makes India truly great? What sets us apart from other nations? See, other countries may have produced more Nobel Prize winners, may have produced more Olympic gold medalists. What is it that India's done? Well, what's special about India is that we've produced the maximum number of enlightened people on this planet. In ancient times, there was a Krishna, a Rama, a Buddha, a Mahavira, a Patanjali. In recent times, you've had a Guru Nanak, a Ramana Maharishi, a Ramakrishna, a Swami Vivekananda, a Neem Karoli Baba, and many, many more who can't even be counted. Now, what these people were, they had reached the absolute peak of human evolution, and we did this in numbers that no other nation even came close to us. Now you can ask, why is it happened in India and not elsewhere? That's because the tools for our evolution were first developed here. It started with Lord Shiva and the 7 sages, the Saptarishis in Mount Kailash. He gave them 112 meditations for liberation, and that was the first time it became possible for a human being to evolve and to be liberated. Till that time, it wasn't possible for anybody to evolve and seek nirvana or be enlightened. Now his teachings are said to be contained in an ancient text called the Vigyan Bhairav Tantra that gives those 112 meditations. Now Macaulay was right about one thing. He understood the greatness of Indian civilization. But instead of learning from India's civilization, he tried to destroy it. That was a very poor choice, a primitive choice. But you can choose differently. You can learn from India's civilization. You see, all these great masters, their teachings are still available in various texts. They knew how life worked, what it takes to be happy, and you can learn from them and transform your life. So don't do what Macaulay did. Understand the greatness of our civilization and learn from it. Thank you.